Over the past few years, I have read a couple of books on making money, and here are 7 books that will help you to develop income streams and also get you going on your path of attaining financial freedom. So if you are in your 20s wanting to develop a healthy relationship with money, then this video is for you. Make sure you're watching this video till the very end, because all of the books that I'm going to be talking about in this video will prove to be very important in attaining your goal of financial freedom. Talking about the first book, that is Fast Lane Millionaire. So this book is actually divided into 2 parts, wherein the author first talks about the sidewalk lane, wherein basically it is determined by some characteristics like living paycheck to paycheck, working in a 9 to 5, and having only one income stream, wherein you generate a wealth when you reach the age close to your retirement, and that is when you develop a corpus of some amount. That is when you become a millionaire. But the other half of the book talks about a fast lane, which is roughly about 10 years, wherein you work hard and work right to develop multiple income streams and not rely on money or work for money. Basically, this is the only difference between the sidewalk lane and the fast lane, wherein if you are working for money, it's in the sidewalk lane, and where money is working for you, that is when you are in the fast lane. I highly recommend reading this particular book. It will give you a step-by-step blueprint to get into the fast lane. It will also talk about various income streams that you can develop and get yourself into to develop passive income streams and work on the projects and with the people who truly you admire. The second book that I want to talk about is by Jen Sincero, which is You're Badass at Making Money. So this is also a very good read, and it will give you simple steps that you can take to manifest money in your life. So basically, this book talks about money is an energy. How you treat your money is the exact same way the money is going to treat you. If you look at your bank account and say, okay, this is only that much money that I have left in my bank account, and if you feel that it is not enough, it will never be enough. But if you look at your bank account that, okay, I have some X amount in my bank account, and all of this money is enough for me to lead a healthy lifestyle, and that's going to be it, and you will receive more and more money, and you will be always satisfied with the money that you have in your bank account. This is just one of the examples that I wanted to talk about from this particular book, but I highly recommend reading Jen Sincero's You Are Badass at Making Money. The third book that I want to talk about is The Psychology of Money, and the concepts of money talked about in this particular book is something that will help you look money from a different perspective. The number one takeaway that I had from this particular book was wealthy versus the rich. If you see someone driving a 20 lakh rupees car, but they just have very less amount in their bank account, then they may appear to be wealthy to you. But if someone is driving a 10 lakh rupees car, but they have 20 lakhs in their bank account, then you might perceive the person who's driving 10 lakh less wealthier than the person who's driving a 20 lakh rupees car. But in these 2 scenarios, if you compare, the person who's having 20 lakh rupees in their savings or in their investments is more richer than the person who's driving a 20 lakh rupees car, because car at the end is a liability and a depreciating asset, and they will not get any return from the 20 lakh rupees car. But the person who's having 20 lakh rupees in their investments will eventually get returns and are likely to grow their money in the compound effect. So do not judge the book by its cover, and make good choices and be more rich as compared to be more wealthy. The next concept that I absolutely love from this particular book is the social comparison trap. A person driving a cycle may look up to a person driving a two-wheeler, and a person driving a two-wheeler might look up to a person driving a four-wheeler. If you get yourself into the social comparison trap, you would never feel rich and happy with what you have, because there will be someone always having better X and better Y than you. But if you compare yourself with the past version of you, like for example, if you were earlier driving a two-wheeler and now you drive a four-wheeler, then that's progress and that's growth. So do not fall into the social comparison trap and always compare yourself with your previous self. So these are the two concepts that I absolutely love. There are more concepts that I wanted to talk in this video from this book, but I think it will be very long, so you can watch this particular video wherein in depth I've talked about my learnings from the book The Psychology of Money. The next book that I want to talk about is The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. This particular book will introduce you to the eighth wonder of the world, that is the compound effect. And once you learn the power of compounding can have on the work that you're doing and the money that you've invested, you will never lose patience. It's the game of patience that gives us the maximum returns and help you reap the benefits of compound effect. I would love to read one snippet from the book. The best illustration I can give you to emphasize the power of small adjustments is that a plane traveling from LA to New York City, if the nose of the plane is pointed only 1% off course, almost an invisible adjustment when the plane's setting on the tarmac in LA, it will ultimately end up about 150 miles off course, arriving either upstate in Albany or in Dover, Delaware. Such is the case of your habits. A single poor habit which doesn't look like much in the moment can ultimately lead you to miles off course from the direction of your goals and the life you desire. Most people drift through life without devoting much conscious energy to figuring out especially what they want and what they need to do to take care of themselves. I want you to show how to ignite your passion and help you aim your unstoppable creative power in the direction of your heart's dreams and desires. We might think in the moment that let me just spend without thinking on stuff that I do not need, but slowly and gradually you will realize it will become your habit, and habits are something that make us or break us. So you need to be super mindful with your money, and that's what the Compound Effect book teaches us. Throughout this book, I have just underlined each and every concept and the lines that have been talked about by the author in this book. So I highly recommend reading to have a fresh perspective towards money. And this book will instill patience within you with your money and a lot of things in life. The next book that I want to talk about is the book The Richest Man in Babylon, and basically 5 lessons from this book that will help you correct out a lot of bad habits that you might have with your money. Number 1 is focus on building assets instead of building liabilities. Just closely evaluate what all assets that you have built and what all liabilities that are lying around you that you have spent your money on that have been depreciating by just sitting there. So once you evaluate that and ask yourself, whenever making a new purchase, is it an asset or a liability? Your answer will be straight to what to put your money into and what not to put your money into. Number 2 is to not fall into lifestyle creep. Now, what is exactly lifestyle creep? Let's take for an example that your income rises by 10%. So you increase your lifestyle expenses also by 10%. So in that case, you are nullifying your increased income and you are at the same place. But if you make use of your 10% increment of your income and save that and invest that money, or even you can build a financial runway with the help of the 10% increment that you get every month by living the same lifestyle that you had been living, will help you build a strong financial cushion in your life. Number 3 is build money trees. Like for example, build income streams. Maybe start a YouTube channel. If you do want to start a YouTube channel, then I highly recommend watching this video wherein I have talked about how you can start a YouTube channel and make a living out of it. There are plenty of ways wherein you can develop passive and active income streams by making use of your time and slowly and gradually get on the path of financial freedom. And number 4th one is always take advice from someone who's actually done what you want to do in your life. Do not take advices from people who don't know what you do, who have not done what you want to do, because they might not know and lead you or even mislead you into taking wrong decisions. So these are the exact learnings from The Richest Man in Babylon, which he talks about in this book. The next book that I want to talk about is The Rich Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, and this is the OG book in the personal finance category, which talks about building assets, investing your money, paying yourself first, and getting good financial literacy to manage your money better. If you want to read any one book from all of the books that I've talked about, I highly recommend reading The Rich Dad and Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Moving on to the next book that I want to talk about is The Cash Flow Quadrant, again by Robert Kiyosaki, which talks about your path to financial freedom. So this is somewhat your path would look like. Number one is you will start with a 9-to-5 job wherein you are trading your time to earn money, and slowly and gradually you will move to the self-employed category, maybe freelancing, wherein you will trade your skills to earn money, and then slowly and gradually you will move to the business owner, wherein you are responsible to get business and outsource the business to people who are working for you. Your leadership skills and sales skills would be super important. And the fourth quadrant is when you invest into businesses by equity, which gets you money. That is when you reach your goal of financial freedom. The next book that I want to talk about is The Almanac by Naval Ravikant, which gives you an ultimate guide to being happy and wealthy. And the one learning that actually sets apart from this book is that either you should be coding or you should be creating media or maybe content in some format to acquire wealth in your life. These are the two important skills that you should be knowing in today's time. And the last book that I want to talk about is Happy Money by Ken Honda, which talks about happy money and sad money. Now, when I read this particular concept, I was super amazed because I didn't know that there was a concept known as happy money or sad money. So basically, there's a test Ken Honda talks about to do. That is, when you pull out a note or a currency from your wallet, you feel the wallet and you can sense if the money is happy or sad. Happy money is acquired when you help your customers or when you help someone to do a particular task, and in return, the money comes into you. That is exactly what is happy money. But if you cheat someone or acquire money by a compromised manner, that money is sad money, and money is energy. Happy money will attract happy money and sad money will attract sad money. So when I read this book, that is when I realized it's not just about making money, but it's all about making happy money. So these were all of the books that I wanted to talk about that has helped me gain a newer perspective about money and getting myself onto the goal of becoming financially free. Let me know in the comments below which is the one book that you would want to read and which is the one takeaway that you absolutely enjoyed from this video. So yeah, that was it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video till the very end, and I will see you in another video. Till then, bye bye.